Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Rage Against the Regime Radio, where status quo is taken to task. With your host, Bobby Who's Demand. Don't be a stranger. Give us a call at 929-477-3565 or contact us at rageagainsttheregimepodcast@gmail.com or on our Twitter at RATR Podcast. And please like our Facebook page. On with the show. Here's Bobby.
What are you running from?
I used to be focused on things like Jade Helm. Now the prognosis is zoned into the 8th realm. Since I've spoken, the hypnosis lays spells. My psychosis in this matrix is a blasphemy. My avatar gets mad at these travesties. I act out radically and start attacking these actualities. I'm worried about the kids in this world that starve. You're worried about someone's high beams on facing your car. My eye is placed in a star. Time is placed in a jar. In a tangent universe, I'm erasing the scars. It's astronomical, but there's no obstacles. Tear down the hospitals, it's all paradoxical. Remove toxic from the opticals. That means the fog is gone, and we're laid back where it's tropical. It goes on, repeating in your follicles. It's mythological. Let me stop, it's comical.
I'm philosophical.
My brain is on another page. I'm waking up another day, creating what I want to say. No mistaking, I won't delay. Entering God mode. Tap into your higher self, Apollo, mixed with Picasso. Honestly, I'd rather swallow a taco with avocado. Don't forget the moon's hollow. Sapiosexual, everything's a mind fuck. Third eye's primed up ever since the light struck. This is Fight Club. What you own ends up owning you. So confused, you better know the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Sell your soul for some jewels? No, take control of your moves. Where you are in life, you put yourself there. God doesn't create in straight lines, that's why a book is a square. Just look in the air, see you couldn't compare knowledge to wisdom, remove that look of despair. You can drop me in the sea and let it swallow me up. Honestly, being saved by dolphins is probably fun. I guess I'm just a dreamer, but a dreamer is a believer. I'd rather do nothing with you than something with who. Leave it to Beaver, eat a golden calf, get so relaxed, kick off your sneakers. Now we're tripping, the leisure is deeper.
It's a teaser.
Life is so creative. It's truly what you make it. Step outside, what are you facing? If you don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing, is that karma? Because the whole environment's the same. It's all one. You're both what you do and what happens to you. Realize that there's nothing to realize. We're looking for fulfillment in time. Be still in your mind, not a candle in the wind. I'm a walking canvas. I vandal my skin. Evolution's a process. Cancer's a scandal within. You gotta dismantle, begin. We can make more Earths like motorcycles, shock sucked. We created dirt bikes. Abbreviate, convert right. LOL. Attention spans are shorter. Well, oh well. No. Strengthen the muscle in your skull. Become a shovel. Dig. Scuffle. Rebuttal what you saw. Solve the puzzle. Bust a bubble. Then you'll fall. Embrace it. Take the flight with ease. Just like the bees, keep buzzing this delightful breeze. Don't be spiteful, please. Understand the cycle repeats. Don't cry for the fallen leaves.
I said don't cry for the fallen leaves.
Wake your eyes of all the tears. Wipe the dust away. Watch the last star in the morning disappear, and the love will stay. Knowledge, wisdom, and truth all belong to you. Don't try to chase your own tail. Attention, energize, and intention.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is that time again. I know, you guys are going to complain about the background noise, but it ain't going to be forever. Welcome to Rage Against Regime Podcast, and I am your host, Bobby, who's the man, as always. And along with me tonight is a very, very, very special co-host. He's also a host on Tuesday nights. He has his own show, and it is the one and only Patriot Man of the Year, Casey Massey. What's up, brother?
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on.
I always got to say something that's kind of off mark, and it always catches Becky off mark too, because she's always like, she never knows what I'm going to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say when I introduce somebody. I really, really appreciate you doing this for us tonight. Becky, for those that may be listening because they wanted to hear Becky actually could not join us. She got called out on an emergency tonight, so she will not be joining us, so Casey will be in the passenger seat with me. Tonight we have two very special guests with us. We have on Jesse and Matt from the National E.R.T. Command, and they also have a page. It's a We the People page, and these guys are very, very different kind of patriots. They're, we complain a lot about patriots on this page not doing much for the communities, not doing much for other patriots, just pretty much sitting behind the keyboard, and sharing information, not putting boots on the ground, not really doing too much about it. I mean, everybody has their place in this world, but these gentlemen are actually doing a whole lot. And we're going to talk about that right now as we're going to talk about their pages and, different ways that, communications that they have set up and so on and so forth. So let me stop talking and let me introduce them. Jesse and Matt, welcome to the show, brothers.
How you doing, sir? Thanks for having us on.
Very good, very good. Matt has been on the show with us before. We've actually have had on, I think, like 2 different times for a couple different things. So, I know that, we've had some good communications with Matt before. Jesse, I really want to cover a lot with you. I know, you being the commander for the National Command for E.R.T. Can you give us a little bit of information about E.R.T. and what it's all about?
Yeah, what we are is we're a group of patriots / militia, patriotic group, and the average Joe citizen. Basically, what we have done is we have created a emergency response team. We've got 18 states covered at the present time, with 4 coming online. We're trying to unite all the groups together and start working with each other, to stop the separation. We're at the time now where, we got to start working with each other. We've got to start training with each other. We've got to start prepping with each other. And if we're not united, it's not working with each other's groups, we're not going to get nowhere with this patriot movement. There's way too much stuff and arguing between groups, way too much separation, and it's just about time that we step up, especially the militia, the 3%, the oath keepers. We need to step up. We need to prove to these citizens out here that here's on the mainstream media that, militia, bad words, stay away. We need to prove to them that, we're here for them. We're here to protect them. We're here to protect the Constitution. And we're here to, don't let the government run all over them no more.
So your main goal is to pretty much keep the Constitution, and uphold it and, keep it alive and well and, everything that it's all about. That's your main
Negative. Our job is to restore the Constitution and to protect those citizens out there that are having their rights trampled upon by various different agencies and just anything to do with the government. All right. One of the things that I'm very proud of, and we have some success stories for you tonight, but one of the things I'm very, very proud of is that we're approaching things from a whole nother standpoint, a whole new direction. It's quite unprecedented, to be honest with you. We are a national group We have people from all over the country, and what we're doing is we're actually starting from the bottom and working our way up. All right, everybody that's been in the Patriot movement for any amount of time, that's been a part of any kind of group or whatever, you either stay directly in your town or you go straight to the top and you go for the federal government. What we're doing is we're not going for the federal government. We are, in a way, but we're taking care of the pressing matters. We're actually showing folks that there are folks out there that will stand up for them, that will take a situation and join a whole bunch of folks together and fix it. And I think that's a wonderful thing that we've got going on, and we've got some success stories for you tonight. I'm not going to go into it just yet, but I am Matt Minshew, and yes, I have been on the show a time or two for various different groups that I've been affiliated with, and I'm actually now I'm working with E.R.T, and I'm very, very proud to be a part of this group. It's an amazing group of all kinds of wonderful people, good-hearted folks that really want to help and make a difference out here. And that's exactly what we're doing, guys. That's exactly what we're doing. We're no longer just sitting here talking trash about, well, we should do something about that because, you know, they're doing this. And no, we're not doing that. To hell with all that. What we're actually doing is we say, okay, well, hey, look, this is what's going on here. This is what needs to happen. This is what we need to get started. And boom, let's do it.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I've been following the group pretty closely. I've had, you know, for about a month now, I've been in contact with the group. I'm very, very proud to say that you guys have made a lot of good, you know, you've made a lot of good decisions and done a lot of good things for a lot of people. I know a few myself. I mean, I'll let you guys, you know, talk about it yourselves. But, I mean, here, take for instance, like Shannon, you know, the whole thing with the bridge. I mean, I guess that would be a good place to start.
Absolutely.
How about that? Start there?
Jesse, carry it on, brother.
Shannon Hamilton, if y'all don't know the story, especially for the listeners here on the station, Shannon Hamilton was a resident of White County, Georgia. Back in February 15th, 16-year-old daughter and her boyfriend hanging out like teenagers do, not caused no problems, not caused no issues. Decided they wanted to go out and hang out in the town, go get a bite to eat. So they didn't make it to their final destination. They went off the bridge on Gene Dix Road. No one ever knew. I'm sorry, the story kind of choked me up a little bit. They laid there for 14 hours. They drowned to death. The parents, family, friends, they searched, you know, they flyers up, you know, all night looking for these two kids. Never could find them. Actually drove over the same bridge that these two individuals drove off of. They drove off the bridge.
These were teenagers. They weren't drinking. They weren't doing dope or anything like that. The situation that caused the accident, the roads were not up to par. There was a very large pothole right before this bridge, and there was no barriers on this bridge. There was legislation that went through that said that there needed to be barriers placed on this bridge, but nothing had been done.
The father decided to, you know, he fought with the county for a fund. He decided to take matters into his own hands to protect others from, step up. If you can walk across the bridge and look down, you can actually just walk off of it. There's no barrier, no guardrail, nothing. And him and some of the citizens got together and bought 10 dump truck loads of gravel. They were going to fix potholes around the bridge area and put a barrier up so nobody else could drive off. And, well, the sheriff's office showed up, and they had a little standoff for about 4 hours. He was determined to save a life. He was determined to make sure this never happens again. And he dumped a bucket load from a Bobcat next to the roadway of gravel. Now, let me make this very clear. The roadway is also gravel. They arrested him on a felony charge of destruction of state property and took him into custody. I heard about the case. I was able to make contact with him and was able to talk to him, got his side of the story, and was able to talk to some of the residents of White County. And I took it back to the group and told them what we had. And they agreed that, we wanted to help this man, one, get his charges dropped, because it was bull crap that they were charging this man with a felony for doing something to try to protect another citizen. When the government failed to do that job. Shannon Hamilton's rights wasn't violated. He was breaking the law. He does admit that. None of his constitutional rights were violated. We took it as his daughter, Seth, and her boyfriend, Taylor, their constitutional rights were violated. How is, one, the government failed to protect the citizens of White County by not installing proper barriers to this bridge. So they lost their life when they drove off this bridge. They had a constitutional right to live free. That was taken away from them because the government of White County failed to do their job and failed to protect the citizens of White County. That's why we took this case.
No.
Came up with a game plan with Mr. Hamilton, and we started some operations with the White County government. Within the first week, maybe week and a half time period, we was able to get barriers put in place at the same bridge where they said that there was no funding for. We was able to get those barriers put in place. 2 days after the barriers went up, all charges were dropped. From my understanding, from what Mr. Hamilton has told us, there is 4 more bridges just like this. The fight's not over with the White County government. We are going to get all 4 of those bridges secured and safe for the citizens. And we're also requesting that Mike Milton with the White County Road Department to resign immediately because he has failed to protect the citizens of White County with all the roads for their safety. That was one of the main cases that it just touched my heart because this man has created something better than what we have created. We have a little over 1,000 members of our group. This man is one, and this man took on a challenge and a true patriot, and he's taking it nationwide, one bridge at a time. And National E.R.T is going to stand right there behind him. We're going to take it one city at a time. We're going to go to each city. We're going to go to each city, and each one of these citizens with their constitutional rights are stepped on. We're stepping up to the front line. We're going to take the fight. We're going to let them sit back.
Absolutely. And you can be a part of this too. That's the thing that we're trying to put out there. You can be a part of this too. What we want you to do, if you know of a bridge that is unsafe, it does not have barriers put up, or the barriers that are on it are subpar or damaged or what have you, make a sign. Get you a poster board, go to the dollar store, get you a poster board. Look, I've done it personally. Get you a poster board. Write hashtag bring it for cease and hashtag one bridge at a time on this poster board. Duct tape it to that bridge. Place pink flowers, pink and blue flowers or whatever all over the bridge in honor of little Cecily and her boyfriend Taylor that lost their lives over this matter here. And posted to National E.R.T. Command on Facebook. And it's an open group. Anybody can go there. Go to National E.R.T. Command on Facebook and post that. Post a picture of it and give you a location. Tell us the town. Tell us what road it's on, and we will do everything in our power to get that bridge maintained the way it should be to protect the citizens of our great nation. Because that's what we're all about. It's not about making our name big or anything like that. I could care less, to be honest with you. And I am highly involved. I love this group. I do anything and everything in my power to benefit this group. And the reason being is because this group is actually benefiting the people of this country, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping out John Q. Taxpayer and his wife and their children in order for them to live free and have something to be proud of. That's what it's all about. You should be proud of your country. You should be happy with what's going on in the government. The government should be helping you out. But instead, we've got this situation here, which, give us time, we're working on it. It's an ongoing process. And our job will never be done. And I understand that, and I've accepted that. Our job will never be done because there are so many things out there, so many folks that we can help out. Please, if you're interested in being a part of something so big and something so wonderful and you want to help out your fellow citizen, by all means, give us a holler. Go to National E.R.T. Command, make a post. Speak your grievances. If you got an app on your cell phone or on your computer called Zello, it's a walkie-talkie push-to-talk app. Go to that. Get it if you don't have it. Go to Wake Up America. It's a channel on there. Give us a holler. We're all on there. We accept new members daily. And we're growing at an extremely rapid rate. Holy cow, we've got some people on there. But the thing about it is we've got folks from everywhere, from all walks of life. It doesn't matter if you're a militia member. It doesn't matter if you're a veteran or anything like that. You can be anything. If you're a librarian, if you're a custodian, if you're I myself, I am a carpenter. I build houses from the ground up. I do everything. It doesn't matter what you do. If you want to be a part of something that's going to help out your fellow man, please, by all means, get in touch with us. We'll put you to work. I promise you.
Well, see, the one thing I wanted to touch on is you guys aren't just about building bridges, okay? I know some other things that you guys have been involved with. You helped a person that couldn't get cross country to go and where he was supposed to turn himself in to get into the military. I know that you guys helped pay for that. I know that you've also been part of helping a gentleman that didn't have a wheelchair. I know that you guys had part to do with that. I mean, you guys are active in a lot of different aspects. And I really, really, really think that you guys really need a standing ovation for that. And I'm not just I'm not just saying it. I mean, I actually really mean it.
Bobby, a correction on the vet, on the one that was going in the military. He is a veteran. He's already done his time in the service. He is one of our veterans. He got a scholarship out of California that would help him with his PTSD. He's not able to. He was out of work, no fun, no way of transportation to get to California. It was brought to our attention.
Thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. But go ahead.
It was.
I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Understand. It was brought to our attention that it just wasn't E.R.T. We the People. There was a few other groups involved with it, but we was able to get his a Patriot purchase his bus ticket to get to California, and we was able to raise enough money for him to probably live off of about a week during his journey and when he gets there to be able to eat on. And this guy is never been part of the group. It was brought to us. We brought him up on comm. We talked to him a little bit, and he has called me at least 4 times today to let me know how his trip is going. And that he was so down. He just thought it was just the end of the world. And what we've done for him, what all of us done for him, really lifted up his spirit. And he said when he gets out of this treatment center for his PTSD, he's coming on board. He's going to make a difference. I said, sir, you already made a difference. You served for us. It's not for us to serve for you. That's for all our vets. We need to start taking care of them. We need to get them off the street. We are in the process of setting up a nonprofit organization so we can start raising money, getting donations in to get these veterans off the street. And that's one of our main goals here. I actually started at midnight last night. We should have that up and running hopefully in about 3 weeks.
Absolutely, and that's something I can firmly stand behind, and I'm sure most of your listeners, Bobby, can also stand behind that. These guys, these men and women, signed a contract that may very well cost them everything, including their lives. These guys go out and under the assumption that they're fighting to protect liberty and freedom for us here. They get sent on these, don't get me wrong, I don't necessarily agree with the reasons why wars are fought. I don't necessarily agree with sending our guys overseas to fight for somebody's pocket. Or for oil, or for money, or for greed, or for any unjust cause. I don't. Period. I stand firmly against that. But the fact is, when you're able to join the service at 18 years of age or 17 with a parent's approval. By that age, I can tell you now, I was I'm going to come flat out. I was a dumbass. And pardon the language to anybody that's listening that may be offended by that word, but I was. At 18 years old, and I'm going to tell you, since I was a child, since 2001, I was woken up. I watched the towers fall. I was in school. I'm a young man myself. I'm 27 years of age, and I watched the towers fall. I was in school at the time, and ever since then, and even before then, I wanted to join the military because of the honor and the dignity that came along with that. And I wanted to fight for freedom, and I wanted to fight for liberty, and I wanted to fight for our folks here in the United States of America. I wanted to protect our people here. Unfortunately, because of health reasons and amongst other things, I could not join the military. But each and every person that joins the military not because they want to go kill somebody, but because they stand for liberty, they stand for freedom, and they want to protect we the people here at home. Now, just because you've got some politician somewhere, or a president or whatever, that has his own agenda and starts a war or goes into a war for unjust purposes, that's not their fault. But they do have to follow orders. We got to stand by these guys, not only while they're overseas, but when they come home. And I'm going to tell you now, I speak to a lot of veterans. I've spoken to thousands of veterans over the past few years. And the consensus says that once they come home, and even while they're overseas, our government does not take care of them. These guys are trained and brainwashed to kill and to do their job overseas. But when they come home, they're thrown right back into the population of the United States. They're thrown right back as a regular, everyday, average citizen. And they've seen horrible things. They've had to do horrible things. And they suffer with a condition called post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of these veterans can't take it. There's multiple veterans every day that end their own lives because they just can't get the help that they need. There's multiple veterans that just they can't hold a job anymore because of this condition that they have, because of the things that they've seen, because of the things that they've done, because of the weight that going out and fighting an unjust cause has on a person's conscience. A lot of these folks and a lot of these veterans end up homeless. They lose their wives, their kids, their entire families, and they go nomad. They live on the streets. They don't have anything. They don't have a roof over their heads. They don't have food on the table. It's not because they don't want food on the table. It's because they can't deal with regular old everyday life. And that's something that we are trying to help. There are many good organizations out there that do help. And
we've done some shows in depth about what you're talking about, and to find out the suicide rates of these veterans coming home, and then their wives who couldn't take it anymore, and that broke bad on them, like you said, and take off. And the government does nothing to support these guys, but they give illegal invaders, all these benefits and everything, when they come into the country, but they don't take care of their own, and then they put them on the list and make them public enemy number one. It's sickening.
How sad is that? How sad is that, Bobby? Is that not pitiful? You're going to give somebody rights. You're going to give somebody funding. You're going to give them business. You're going to give them tax breaks. They're not going to pay taxes. Are you crazy? No, they're not going to pay taxes for years. They're going to come here. They're going to live free. They're going to get me and your tax dollars to live on. They're going to get food stamps. They're going to get welfare. They're going to get this. They're going to get that. Not only that, but they're going to get grants and et cetera to help them get a business started. Yet all the while, you've got these veterans that went and did their dirty work for them, are sent home and just abandoned. Yeah, you got the VA hospital. Do a little research, people. Look, ask a veteran how long it takes him to get a damn appointment at a VA hospital. Ask one. And I'm telling you, you will be shocked. Not only will you be shocked, but chances are you're going to be pretty darn irritated when you hear the answer. It's horrible, horrible. The conditions, our veterans, our soldiers, those who signed that oath, who made that oath to protect us and to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, those guys, when they get home, are treated horribly, horribly. I am absolutely appalled by hearing these stories, and I hear them day in and day out. I'm absolutely sick of it. The problem, I mean, I read about it here and there on Facebook. It's one thing to read about it. It's a whole nother thing to hear it from the source. And I have that ability. I have the communications with some of these folks. And I'll tell you what, guys, the problem is much worse than you could ever imagine from what you've read over the internet. It is much, much, much worse. These guys, they go out and they fight overseas and they come home. Now the contract is over. They're done. They're tired of fighting. They don't want to go into these pointless wars anymore. They just want to try to live a normal life. Well, now they can't get a job because they can't deal with folks like talking about anymore, because everything in there, I mean, it's the things that they've had to deal with, the things that they've trained and been brainwashed to deal with. When they come home, it's a whole nother animal. Everything is different to them. Everything is a hostile scenario to them, or a possible hostile scenario to them. It will absolutely drive you nuts without the proper help. This is something that we, with E.R.T. Command, are trying to work on. And like Jesse said a minute ago, we are going to have this program up and going. Any veterans out there listening, please contact us. We will help you. We will help you. You have my firm promise on that. I promise we will help you. If we cannot get to you ASAP, right that minute, we will get to you. Just please hold on. And if you need somebody to talk to, please just contact us. National E.R.T. Command on Facebook. I personally will take time. I don't care what time it is. I don't care if I'm in a dead sleep. You need somebody to talk to, you can't deal with the situation, by all means, give us a holler. I will personally talk to you if need be.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Yeah, very well said, guys. Very well said. Go ahead. I'm sorry, whoever's talking, go ahead.
Bobby, it's not all about us. It's not all about National E.R.T. It's not all about we the people. There's a lot of groups out there, a lot of militia groups, a lot of 3%, a lot of patriotic groups. I mean, there's so many. I mean, it'll probably take you 3 days to read the list. And everybody has their own thing that they're doing. They all got their own little separate oath that they keep. It's time that we take all these groups. And I'm not trying to take control of everybody's group. It's your group. You run it the way you want it. But it's time for us to start working together. It's time for us to step up and prove to these citizens, prove to these vets, we're here for them. Everybody asks me, I mean, why are you doing it this way? Why one city at a time? Well, each city you go to and you stand up and you fight for a citizen, that citizen is going to follow you to the next one. Those citizens of that county or that city is going to follow you to the next one. Then to the next one, then to the next one. Our goal is to get these citizens on the right track, to wake up, to realize what's going on to our country, what's going on with our Constitution. We're going to Washington, but we're not going to go there right away. We're going to build an army. Citizens is our army. The citizens is going to take back this country. The citizens are going to step up. And all these militia groups and all these 3% groups, the Oath Keepers, the patriotic groups, we're going to be standing there with them. But we've got to do it one city at a time. Because we've got to prove to them first that we can handle any situation. We've got to prove to them that we will stand with them and fight with them. We've got to prove to them that we can teach them, we can learn them. We can teach them different ways to prep, to prepare. We don't do that. We don't do that in public. We're all scared. We all hide. We all stand behind the phone, or we all stand behind the computer, or we go out to a bug-out location and train. We don't want nobody to know what we're doing. I'm tired of hiding. I'm not scared. They're listening to us right now. You want to come see me? Come see me. I'm not scared no more. I'm fed up with it. And we're coming. We, the people, are coming. And we're going to take back our Constitution. We can either do this peacefully, or we can do it in a standoff. It's going to be all up to them.
Yeah, I think we proved the other night that we're not scared of the feds. I'm not even going to go into it, but it was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny situation. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and throw a little bit out there. The other night, we did have a little contact from DHS and also United States Marshal. They came on. They wanted to monitor the channel and just kind of be nosy and try to figure out what the hell what was going on. And I think it was more of a scare tactic than anything, trying to run folks off. But Jesse, how many folks have we lost as far as our numbers go due to DHS being on channel the other night?
That night we had 74 members on channel that night. By the time the meeting was over, there was 86.
See, and the funny thing is when they came on channel, they announced their presence. We made them announce their presence. We called them out, and we, to be honest with you, we kind of talked a little crap, or whatever, and when I say talk crap, I mean we asked them questions, bona fide, of just regular questions. I mean, why are you here? What do you really? Why are you so interested in what we're doing? And the reason being is because we are actually getting things done, and that's plain and simple. And they're scared, so they sick their dogs on us. And we're not doing anything wrong. We're not doing anything illegal, So hell, if any Fed that's out there right now, DHS, FBI, CIA. Any of these other soup agencies that want to come to our channel, by all means, you're going to go through the process now. You're going to go like every other citizen of this country, and you're going to go through our channels, and we'll step you up as need be. But if you're interested in what's going on with us, by all means, come at us up front. Don't bullshit us. Don't lie to us. Hell, if you're a DHS agent, say, hey, look, I'm a DHS agent. I'm here because I want to know what's going on, and I'm interested in what you guys are doing. And I promise you, we'll put you through because we're not scared. We're not hiding nothing from nobody. We're putting it all out on the line right here, right now. If you want to hear about what's going on, by all means, ask us. We'll tell you. We'll tell you exactly what we're doing. And the reason being,
since you got
because
to that
we're
point,
doing righteous things out there for folks. We're doing your job.
Say, Bobby?
We're doing what you should be doing. We're protecting the people of this country. Department of Homeland Security, we are doing your job. We are protecting the rights of any American citizen. We don't care what color you are. We don't care what your religion is. We don't care. Period. We don't care. If you're an American citizen and you need help, reach out to us. We'll help you. We'll do everything we possibly can. We will help you. And that's a challenge for you. If you know something that's going on where people's rights are being trampled upon and people are being oppressed and your community needs help with it, reach out to us. National E.R.T. Command on Facebook. You can get there. You can post whatever you need to post. You can contact us that way. We will do anything we possibly can to help you folks. And that's our job. That's what we do. That's what we live for. It's not about credit. It's not about us, finding some fame or glory. It's about us helping you. Because, let's face it, guys, we need help right now. Everybody needs help. Don't feel like you're humbling yourself. Don't think that you can handle it on your own. It's going to take all of us, every single one of us, to fix this problem that we have.
When people join the Zello group, okay, so how does that whole process go? I mean, I know, but I want the other people to know. Okay, so when they download the Zello group, they go into the ops and into the comms, and then what happens from there? They sign up for Wake Up America, and then what?
I make contact with every single one on a personal level. I can either call them on the phone, they can call my telephone, I give it to them right there over the channel. I can go one-on-one on the Zello. I talk to each and every one personally. Find out who they are, if they're with a group. If they're not with a group, find out if they're looking for a group. Find out what area they are in. So that way we can, start looking for groups. If we don't have one in that area, we'll start looking for groups. Send them that way. That's why it's very important for all these groups to get formed right now to come out. Bring these citizens in. That's your army. We need numbers. We don't need to be, 3 or 4, 5, 6 people. We need an army. You need numbers. And once we do that, make contact, we put them into a different channel where the rest of the members are at. It's a talk group channel. In that room, you get to talk to all the members. You get to find people that's in your area. Talk to people all over the United States. We even got a few that's outside of the country that's, willing for the cause. That gives us information from what we don't hear in the news. They can tell us what's going on their side of the country. Excuse me. We don't discriminate. They've been there for a couple of days. I pulled them back out of the room and talked to them one-on-one. Ask them what they think about the group. Do they have any questions for me? If they're still with the program, they want to make a difference. We put them up on the main channel. I give them make sure they're on the email list. I make sure they're on the Facebook group page, the Facebook page. That way they can get all the information, intel that we get in. The way we do our intel is we don't post this crap that's coming across the internet. The Bill Margo bull crap it's got to stop. if you find something that's close to your area or within your state and you want to post it, well, you better get up off your butt, get out from behind that computer, and go look first. Make sure it's true. Get pictures, get videos, get through confirmation that it's right. Then we'll report it. If you don't have pictures, you don't have video, you don't have proof that it actually happened, we don't report it. We do have a separate page for them to post all those other articles on, so if people do get bored, they can read it. But we try to get everything confirmed before we put it out. But you have to be up into the main channel to get that information. Because we want to make sure you're not a troll. We want to make sure you're just not there just to be there. You don't want to make a difference. You have to make sure that you're willing to stand up and fight for this country. Because by the time we're done with this, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be fighting for our country. And I'm sorry, but I don't. If you just have plans to sit behind a keyboard all day posting articles, I don't need you. No groups need you. We need people that would be active. We need people that would get up, put their boots on the ground, and go look at the situation. Get it confirmed. Get it vetted. Debunk it. Get the information. And it's actually really, really working. A lot of the stuff that's been coming over the internet about Jada Health 15, half of it's not true. We got people all over Texas that actually gets up off their butts and goes check this stuff out. And there's nothing there. But the article says there is, but there's nothing there. Everybody's a no. We don't throw anybody out. We give everybody a chance. We try not to throw nobody out because they're citizens. We're supposed to be there to help them. We get a few that come in there that, wants to cause drama or just really off-the-wall liberal. We don't. We try not to keep them on channel, but we keep them in contact. You never know when someone might wake up.
See, that's a good thing because you guys are a very, very active group. I mean, I know I see guys, I watch from afar most of the time, but I mean, I see it. And here, this is one problem that we have is so much patriot on patriot, I guess, hatred and, problems. We'll just say that, patriot on patriot problems, that's one of our biggest problems right now. That's why we're never going to move forward if we don't come together and all see eye to eye. See, this is one thing that I always find to be a problem at some of these, different events and rallies and whatever. Say you got the 3%ers, you got the Oath Keepers, you got Patriots, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants to be, in charge. Everybody wants to be command. Nobody wants to just stand there together and be one. And that's a big problem. And I know Casey can attest to that, because he talks about that a lot on his show, stating, he wishes that, Patriots could just come together and it not be, where they're fighting each other, arguing over the dumbest stuff you could ever find out, to be possible, and so on and so forth. You know what, before we go a little bit further, let me give out the phone number. I'm sure there's a bunch of people that want to call. Maybe some people have some questions about the groups, so on and so forth. 929-477-3565 is the phone number. That's 929-477-3565.
Absolutely. And if you want to talk to the host, press 1 whenever, if you want to talk to us, you've got a question for us or a concern, or if you've got something that you want addressed in your community, press 1, and they'll get you up to be able to speak to us.
Absolutely. What was that, Casey? Go ahead.
I was just going to play the song that I play on the beginning of my show that's got the phone number and rage, so stand by.
All right.
Welcome to Rage Against the Regime at Blog Talk Radio. To call in, dial 929-477-3565. That's 929-477-3565. end of my days. The red, white, and blue, these colors never fade. Rage against the regime.
Thank you. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt. What were you saying?
Give me 1 second there, both.
Okay, no problem. You know, I'm glad to see that you guys' numbers are rising. That's for sure. You know, and I'm glad to see that, you know, more people are becoming active. Like I said, you guys are probably one of the most active groups that I've seen. You know, there's a lot of groups out there. I mean, I'm not knocking them. You know, they got a lot of keyboard warriors. They share a lot of good information and everything. But, I mean, you know, they're not about action. They're about, you know, giving out information that's good information that they spend a lot of time investigating and, you know, vetting to make sure that it's good information and everything. But, I mean, other than that, no boots on the ground.
Well, all right, Bobby, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. One of the things that we are doing, and I'm very proud and to say that we've actually accomplished what we set out to do, which is unifying all of these different groups. It's still an ongoing process, but I will tell you that the groups that we do have with us are very happy to be with us because of the fact that we're so proactive. We're out there. We're getting things done, and we're actually showing the community, hey, look, there are folks out here that will stand up for your rights. There are folks out here that will stand up and take all of the mess that goes along with it so you don't have to. And better yet, we're willing to take you in. We're willing to allow you to be a part of this. Folks, I've been in the Patriot movement for a long time now. Years and years. I started out 7-8 years ago, maybe. I've been in various different groups. I am a part of a militia. As a matter of fact, now I'm commanding officer of my own little group down here. And I'll tell you now, man, I'm extremely proud of everybody that came on board with us, because the drama, you put that in your back pocket when you come into contact with us. I don't care.
Leave your ego at the door.
What your grievances is with another group. I don't care. That whatever problems, whatever arguments you've had in the past, that's over and done with. That's in the past. Let the past lie where it lies, and that is exactly where it says that it lies. Is that's in the past. You let that shit go. You let that go, and you move on. Because
let me break in real quick. We've got a guy with his hand up, so let me bring him on and let you guys see if he's got questions for you guys and what's going on. It's a 6663 number.
Hey, hello there. Hey, in case this is Wilbur, I've been sitting on the back. I've been listening. I'm not a veteran, so I don't have a lot of knowledge of being a veteran. I do know that my ex-wife's husband, Joseph Garages, as we speak, is dying in a veterans hospital in Temple, Texas, of cancer caused by Agent Orange. He has had to go to the emergency room numerous times. They just process him in and out as best as they can, and finally my ex-wife just stood her ground and said, you've got to give him blood. They wouldn't give him blood or oxygen or anything. Just, well, he's terminal, so, next. And that was really their attitude. My son is Command Master Chief Wilbur Witt, and he's also told me of the problems that the veterans are having. And when my dad had cancer back in 1972, he was a veteran, and he was very proud to go to the Veterans Hospital. That, to him, was the epitome of the hospital. The government stood for everything for him, and it meant everything to him to go to the VA hospital. He thought that was the best treatment in the world, and it was then. It was. They would take you to the VA hospital in Temple. If you needed special treatment for cancer, you went to Scott and White, King's Daughters, anywhere you had to go, to help the veteran, and that has just completely gone away. It's insane. I myself, until recently, was under the illusion that, well, the VA hospital has got to be the epitome of medical care. Because how in the world can we mistreat our veterans, especially when we send them to war, we bring them back and they're messed up, and all we need is psychiatric treatment. The psychiatrists are there. They're already on payroll. So what are we going to do with this? And the second thing I'd like to say before I yield, y'all brought up the Homeland Security, and somebody mentioned they might be listening. I'm glad, because I want them to hear every word I'm about to say, okay? Homeland Security, you're a joke. You're a joke. You're right. You can't even outwit a bunch of Mexicans on the border. You're Homeland Security, but you cannot secure the border. If you can go down, I'm going to make you a proposition, Homeland Security. If you can go down and secure 10 miles of the Texas border, I will go and take a shit on the courthouse grounds. Okay? And that's all. Yeah. I'm constipated. But you guys, you veterans, I'm kind of a keyboard warrior on this subject now with the some of the other stuff. I'm kind of boots on the ground and everything like that, but I do appreciate that. We can't pay you veterans enough for what you've done. And the thing about the illegal wars, you see back in the 60s, only the hippies said stuff like that, but we're not hippies anymore. My own son told me, Dad, I went to the Persian Gulf the first time, and I shot at these Iranians and fellas and all this kind of stuff, and taking territory and taking oil rigs and all that. I went back the last time. I'm over there with these same idiots I used to fight, and I'm defending their oil. And he was very adamant about it, very adamant. It was just a bunch of crap. And being a Texas nationalist and everything, I personally believe in Texas oil. I don't think we need the Arabs. I don't think we need anything to do with them. I think that we can support ourselves and that we can provide this country with enough gasoline to run their damn cars. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, y'all carry on. I'm in the background listening, and it's just horrible. I can't understand, from where my dad was, Dr. Rigler at the VA hospital kept my dad alive for 16 years with throat cancer. That's pretty doggone good for government work. Okay? God bless you.
You know what, Wilbur?
Yeah.
I appreciate you always joining us and calling the shows and supporting us. And Wilbur is one of the best writers I've ever had the chance of reading his writings. He posts on our page every day. He's very active with us and very good friends with Becky and so on and so forth. And, Wilbur always calls us and, shows us support. And I really, really appreciate that, brother. I've never had a chance to tell you that.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bobby. Hey, I'll tell you what, I told Becky the other night, we were discussing in a personal chat. I don't remember what we were discussing, but she said something really profound. And I told her, I said, you know what, Becky, I wish I'd met you 5 lives ago.
I love that. That's great.
It's just us guys on the line. Ain't nobody else listening. But Becky, I've been married 5 or 6 times. I told Becky one time, I said, she said, you've been married a lot. I said, yeah, baby, I've been married so many times, I thought PMS meant pack my shit. God. I told my grandkids too. I won't talk about it to them. I told my grandkids one day we sit down on the patio and one of them was shaking the table. Shaking the table and knocking my beer over. And I said, "Come here, don't shake the table."
No.
Yeah, because Papa has been to Ocasio Wells in California, and he has post-traumatic California syndrome. When you shake a table, I get nervous.
Oh, California, man, that'll do it to you too. Wow,
yeah,
I've been there. I tell you what, man, there's so many stupid folks out there. It hurts. Wow.
Oh my God!
I'm very proud of the few that stand up out there in California. There are some. I promise you that we have some members on our channel from California that are very awake, very active, and they're doing their part to try to turn California around. But Lord knows.
Hey, let me tell you something interesting. Wow. You'll love this. You know this Jade Helm thing, and I'm not even going to get into that crap. But all this, Texas is a hostile state. Utah is a hostile state. All right. Well, if you look at the hostile area, it's in red. Okay, Utah and Texas, and there's a little bitty 25-mile area in Southern California, right around my son's house, that they designated as a hostile area.
Well, I tell you what, man, you seem like one hell of a guy. I love your personality, man. You crack me up. I needed that. I really needed that laugh, man. And I thank you for it. If you're interested in having a part and being a part of what we're doing, please contact us. Hell,
yep.
If you want to stay on the line, man.
Shoot me that link, Bobby, and I'll pass it around. I'll join myself and everything, because like I said, we have my husband-in-law Joseph, my wife, and I divorced 5 years ago, and I won't go into the whole story. It wasn't a bad divorce. She married Joseph, and he's retired Army. He has 3 Bronze Stars, a Purple Heart in Vietnam. When I introduced him to my son on the phone, the first thing Wilbur asked him, said, "When were you in Vietnam?" He said 67, 68. And you got 3 Bronze Stars and a Purple Heart. I said, yeah. Damn, man, what did you do? Take that away with a slingshot. But they spread him real good with Agent Orange, and we all know where that went, everything. And it's really sad. He's building his house and doing his woodwork. He loved his woodwork, devout Catholic, nice guy from New York. Me and him get along great. We get along great. Now, I have to pick him up and load him in the truck. He can't go to the bathroom by himself. And he asked me last week, he said, how long are you going to put up with me? I said, hell, Sarge, I put up with my dad for 16 years. You got 15 more to go. Of course, I had a little bit of problem from the Master Chief. He said, hey, you let the Sarge down, I'm going to shoot you. You cannot do that, man. He's a national treasure. I love you guys. I'm in the background listening.
So I appreciate what you're doing for us.
Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys. Casey, I know you're on the line, man. I just want to I want to wave a hand at you, brother, and commend you for everything that you do and everything that you've done for us as the American people. Casey Massey, everybody, great patriot. Stands up for you and me, and it takes a lot of shit for it. Casey, I commend you, my brother. I definitely commend you, man. I love you, man. You're one hell of a guy.
I appreciate it. I mean, like I've said, from day one, I don't feel like I've done anything special. I just feel like I'm doing my duty. This is my country. I do have children. I do want to pass on to our future generations the freedoms that I grew up with. And it's a crying shame that our own government is turning against we the people by usurping our rights and by trying to imprison us at their will because they don't like what we say. It's just like me, the government has come after me full force for doing nothing more than supporting and defending my country. They're trying to put charges on me and put me in prison for 10 years for defending my country, and they have no crime other than their overstep of their authority through the Commerce Clause with this felon in possession, quote, law, that they have no authority to even use. Their authority is in commerce. They cannot tell somebody that you can't have a gun unless you're involved in commerce. That's their authority. But we, as Americans, have allowed the government to continue to lie to us to where we think that they have powers that they don't. And I encourage anybody, if you want to know the powers that the government has legally, constitutionally, read the Constitution, because that outlines the powers that they have. You know, the EPA, Department of Education, all these other departments they've made are unconstitutional, and we're paying for it. So it's time that we do, and I admire you guys for standing up. Yeah, well, we've got to get this straight. We've got to restore our republic and restore our Constitution. And the federal government, I've started my countdown dealing with them. They have the motions to dismiss and suppress. There's no legal reason why they shouldn't let me go within the next week. If they do not let me go and drop charges against me, then I'm gonna have to kick it up to another level, because I'm really getting tired of having my entire life screwed around for no justifiable reason. I've created no victim. I've committed no crime, and I'm just sick to death of it.
Casey, my brother, I'm honored to stand shoulder to shoulder with men of the likes of you, men and women. I don't care what sex, what color, what religion, what sexual orientation. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you're willing to stand up and benefit somebody else other than yourself, I'm honored, especially with you, Casey. Casey has gone above and beyond to do his duty, as he says. And he didn't look at himself like a hero. I don't look at myself like a hero. Jesse does not look at himself like a hero. We're not heroes. We're not. We're just doing what needs to be done. But I promise you one thing. I promise you one thing. When it's all said and done, and we finally win back our Constitution and our rights and our liberty and our freedoms, I don't care. We don't care if we're remembered for it. We don't. As long as our next generations can stand and live free, that's what it's all about. It's all about protecting our own here. Yes, there's a lot of problems out there in the world. We've got to start here. We've got to start locally. Start in your town. Get out there. Be active. Go to your town hall meetings. Go and voice your opinion. Do it. Stand up and have your voice be heard. Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take people to stop being so darn just self-centered all the damn time. Stop worrying about what's on television at night, because, hell, there's more important things than American Idol. There's more important things out there going on that are affecting you. You, American citizen. There's so many things out there right now that's affecting you and your family, your children, your wife, your mother, your father, your sons, your daughters. There's so many things out there affecting you. And you're just not doing anything about it. Become proactive. Join us. Join us with E.R.T. Help us grow and get things done, because that's what we do. We make things happen. We're tired. Everybody that's involved with us is sick and tired of hearing people arguing. And one of the things, let me go off on a little tangent real quick, just to let this be known. All right, everybody that has joined us are sick and tired of the infighting, the fighting amongst patriot groups, the arguing amongst patriot groups. It doesn't matter if you have a different opinion. All right. The thing is, it's not the path that you choose. Everybody is going towards the same destination. It doesn't matter how you get there. It's just getting there. You go your way, I'll go mine. I'll meet you there. And that destination is the restoration of our Constitution.
I actually have a question. So do you guys have any plans for anything that's coming up here in the future, Jesse, that you guys have, like, set up and, are, have been making preparation to do? Or is it just, as things come little by little, you just take care of it? Or how's that work out?
As of right now, we are setting up a nonprofit organization. What those funds are going to be used for is to get our events off the street. What those funds are going to be used for is for these groups to get supplies that they need to be able to take care of their community, drinking water, food storage, first aid supplies, safety goggles, safety vests. Our plan with these emergency response teams is not to go after our government. They're used to protect the citizens in man-made or natural disasters, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. We want to use these teams in a good way, in a good cause, to go out there and protect the citizens when our government's too busy not protecting them.
Right.
So we all seen what Hurricane Katrina turned out as. We all seen how Hurricane Sandy turned out. Our goal is to provide food, make shelter, and security during these man-made or natural disasters. Those are two things it's going to happen. We're going to have bad weather. We're going to have natural disasters. We're going to have man-made disasters. It's just the way of life. So we want to be there. We want to be there for the citizens to help them. We had this past snowstorm up here in North Georgia this year. We activated the E.R.T, and what we done was we drove around and we found that we're stranded. Ran off the roadway, got stuff on the snow. We pulled them out, made sure they was able to get to the next exit for safety. Transported citizens that wasn't able to, their car was just too far in, wasn't able to pull it out. We transported them to the nearest exit so they could catch a ride from a friend or family, which we've taken them home. Anything we could do to step up and help, we're there.
Absolutely. And just to add to that, just this past couple of weeks here in Louisiana, man, we've had a lot of bad weather, a lot of rain. And as most of you know, Louisiana is, the vast majority of Louisiana is below sea level. What that means is when it rains, high probability of floods. Well, I've got a team and multiple volunteers put together that were on standby 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, ready. We were working hand in hand with the fire departments and volunteer fire departments out here in Louisiana. And don't get me wrong, we weren't trying to take their jobs. We were not trying to take over and take their jobs at all. It's their job to get out there and help folks sandbag, etc. But if the situation got out of control for them, and there were multiple people that needed help, multiple families, multiple homes that needed assistance, my team was on standby 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's still on standby. As a matter of fact, we've got tornado warnings right now in my area. My guys are on call. If somebody needs help, if a tornado touches down and destroys somebody's home, we already have goods ready to ship out. We've got folks ready to throw those goods in the back of a pickup truck. And when I say goods, I mean food. We've got water. We've got clothing. We've got anything and everything you actually need to survive, minus a replacement house. We've got it, and we're ready to go at a moment's notice. All we need is that phone call. All we need to do is hear it, and we're going to go out. And it doesn't matter who you are or what you are or what you do. Elderly and veterans, as always, should come first. But if you and your wife, you lose your house and you've got a few kids and you need some clothing to replace for your kids to be able to go to school and still have their uniforms, gosh damn it, we're going to take care of you, because that's what we do. We reach out to our community, we help our people, and we love our people. We're going to do anything and everything we possibly can to make sure that yes, it's a devastating situation to lose everything that you've got, but we're going to make sure that it's going to be as easy as possible in a transition. And we'll also help you set up. I've got a few guys on call right now, a few very good friends, I myself even, volunteers that will actually go out and help rebuild somebody's home if need be. We've done it quite a few times over the past few years, and I'm very proud of that. There was actually just recently, within the past 6 months, there was a family lost their house to a house fire. We went out and we rebuilt that house. None of us got paid for it. It took us a little while because, everybody's got to make ends meet. But we got out there and we made it happen. I'm very, very proud of that. I'm very, very proud of my guys. And I want to give, if any of them are listening, I want to give y'all a shout out, man. I'm very, very proud of y'all. Y'all are exceptional Americans. And you go above and beyond for your people. And I commend you for it.
I actually want to ask you, what is the best way that you think you can get the info out to the public?
What we got is we got a couple of channels set up on Zello. One is called E.R.T. Those people, those citizens, they monitor fire police scanners around the country. We try to get at least 2 or 3 scanners going per state. If we don't have people within that state, we got other people jumping in, cover states. We also have 24-hour round-the-clock weather spotters that reports to us up-to-the-minute updates, either by the radar that they're watching. They are certified storm spotters. We also have them that is out there chasing the storm. Just the other day, we had tornadoes come through North Georgia, and we actually had a storm spotter on the ground chasing this storm and giving me up-to-the-minute updates of where the storm was, where the tornado was. Luckily, we had that going on because I was at the path of the tornado. Due to him, giving me this information, I knew I needed to back off the gas pedal hill in this truck and slow it down some and let that storm get in front of me. And that whole time while he was reporting it over the comm, I was verifying what he was saying because I was following the storm. I followed it all the way up into Anderson, South Carolina. Just a great bunch of guys. if they get an alert or a touchdown or a warning hit, I mean, they're right on top of it. They're getting over the Tom, contacted us, get this out for this county and this state for this city right away. We jump on Tom's post out, we jump on Facebook, we put the warning out. There has been times we have been able to do that within 2 minutes before the actual warning has come out from the National Weather Service. So we've got some good teams that we're actually really working well together. We was able to get stuff, off the scanners before, it even hit the news and let the people know in these towns that this is what's happening in your town right now, just because of that police scanner, before they even heard it on the news. It's just really awesome. Then we got, a lot of inside contacts where we're able to get full information from and get up there to the public. That's actually good intel confirmed. It's all about getting the information out there. It doesn't have to be about, military movements. It doesn't have to be about stuff that you hear on the news and don't know what it's all about. We try to get that information for you to show you and to put it out there, the truth on stuff. The weather, get everybody up to date on the severe storms that's coming through. Winter storms, get them up to date on it, how to prepare for it, how to react when it does hit, how to protect your family before it hits. A lot of different departments that we do try to work with. It's not all about, government reaction. It's out there we're out there to protect the citizens. We work with them.
Absolutely.
These weather spotters we got are just totally awesome, and I want to give them a shout out. I have seen them stay on Tom for 27 hours straight, following these storms, keeping us up to date with them. It's just phenomenal of how they just stand up to help us protect the citizens. It's just, I love it. Kudos to
Absolutely.
them. They're our lifeline when it comes to that.
Now, I will add to that and say that a lot of the folks that we've got involved with us have been in the movement for a very long time. And when I say the movement, I mean, obviously, the Patriot movement. Therefore, not only do we have veterans from the Patriot movement, people that's been there for years, but we've got so many folks that we are able to cherry pick the best of the best of what America has to offer. And I'm very, very, very proud of our ability and how we've been able to manage these folks and get a game plan going and actually be able to make things happen. Like Jesse just said, we have people out there from all walks, including storm chasers. We've got folks out there that we've got firemen, we've got police officers, we've got everything on channel. I mean, you name it, just about, we've got it. And I'm extremely happy with the way things are going. We have been able to help out a lot of folks, and we're continuing that battle. It's like Jesse just said, we're not all about just government, or conspiracy or whatever. We're not your average militia or your average group out there. We're extremely proactive, and when I say extremely proactive, I mean we dive into situations head on. We're not scared to take on any situation. Natural disasters, man-made disasters, what have you. We're involved in it. We're a fairly new organization, And the fact that we've already got success stories, we've already been involved in bettering the lives of thousands upon thousands of folks. And you may not hear about us. You may not hear about us just yet, but you just wait, because we're coming to a town near you. I promise you that. We will reach out and we will touch each and every citizen of this country eventually. We're going to change the lives and better the lives of everybody out here.
I agree. You guys have made a lot of strides in very little time, and that's for damn sure. Nobody can ever take that away from you. And it's very well to be said because there's not too many people that can claim the same claim as you guys. Hey, Jesse, do me a favor. Let's get whatever contact information that you guys have, any way that people can reach out and touch you, any Facebook pages, the cons for Zello, whatever, any way that you guys want people to contact you.
You can find us on Facebook. Facebook page, We the People / National E.R.T. Command. You can also find us on a Facebook group. If you go to your groups, search National E.R.T. Command, you can find us on there. We do have Zello set up where you can get on Cobb. You can go to your app store, search Zello, download it. It's a great app. You can connect to a lot of people. There's a lot of different channels on there. Be sure to check out Wake Up America. That is Wake Up America. If you go on Cobb, holler for 501 or either moderators. We'd be glad to help you out. If you got a pen handy, I'm not scared. I'll give you my cell phone number. You can contact me personally if you need any assistance for anything. That is 706-949-8782. I'm 24/7. Whatever you need, you contact me. If you need more information on the group, you contact me. You can also reach me by email at Welborn, WELBORN 2012 @yahoo.com. Bobby, I appreciate you having us on, brother. Casey, Matthew, I appreciate you, brother. I just got to say one thing to you. To the feds that's giving you the hard time, there's a very strong message for them. We, the people, are coming, whether we're a phone call away. Call.
I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Thank you very much.
Very well said, brother. Very well said. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show today. I believe that they have a very good program that they're running. They're one of the most active patriot groups that are out there right now. They're doing the most good for people. Not too many people can claim the same thing that that they can claim, and I mean they're hands-on. It's the proof is in the pudding. Okay, I've been following the group, watching all the different things that they've been doing and all the moves and so on and so forth. And I'm very very happy to say that I've been able to watch them doing it from afar. And Jesse's a very, very nice guy. We know Matt for forever. He's been on our show a couple times for a couple different groups. He's always involved with things, and he's very active in the community. Two very, very good guys, and I'm glad to have had them on the show. And let's thank them for that.
So, Bobby, can I say one more thing, Bobby?
Sure.
I want to give a shout out to every single one of our members. Every single one of the citizens that have stepped up. We would not be able to do this without y'all. There's a lot of groups involved with this. It's just not National E.R.T. Command. We have had a lot of groups come in. We have a lot of militia groups come in. Without their help, this would not be as successful as it is. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. And Gunny, put that raccoon away. Appreciate you, Bobby.
Absolutely. All righty, brothers. Thanks a lot for coming on. So there you have it, everybody. That was Jesse and Matt from E.R.T. National E.R.T. Command. Like I said, very good group of guys, very active, and they're willing to help people out. So how about that, Casey?
Well, that's what we need. We need to get patriots coming together. Lord knows I've tried. Anthony Bosworth, in Washington State, he's doing a good job of getting those guys together up there in his state. The difference with E.R.T is they're pulling people from all over the United States. So, I mean, we really need to get a national voice. We really need to stand together. And the thing that's hurt us a lot is there's been so many groups that have come by and said that we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it's all hot air. So, it's refreshing to see that somebody's actually, standing behind what they say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's a lot to be said, because they don't just speak, they act. You know what I mean? They went out, they went out and helped with the bridge. I mean, that was huge. That made national news, with the dad and, and all that, because they stood behind him. It was a great cause. Then, helping this gentleman get across country, the veteran. I mean, they helped out with the money in that. They helped somebody get a wheelchair. Part of other ops that I know about, that they've helped out with, that they're not trying to claim fame though. So I mean, I can appreciate that, because there's so many patriots out here. We're not even going to talk about all the glory whores that run across the country and look what I did, look at me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I know it bothers you worse than anybody, because, you're probably the most famous patriot alive right now, and you don't want no fame from nobody. You don't ask for anything from anybody, and you're, whenever somebody thanks you or whatever, you're the most humble person that there is. You just assume that nobody even knows who the hell you are. You know what I mean? And they're the exact opposite. So these guys, good group of guys, and we're glad to have them on. I wanted to talk to you and find. Oh, okay. Go ahead. We got somebody with their hand up.
Got somebody with their hand up. 9192. I'm going to bring you on.
Yeah, I was just listening to Jesse and Matt, talk about what that group is, and I've actually just met and become a part of that group about a week ago, and they have done all that, and they're not after fame, and they are about uniting other groups. We have a really good group here in Alabama. I know a great group in Mississippi, and now I know a great group in Georgia, and it is so important to unite. And Mr. Massey, thank you for standing up for what you're standing up for, because a lot of us are in your position and do have the right to protect our families and our home front. But I want to say that as I'm listening to them talk about the group and then knowing firsthand how great they are, and then thinking about being called a domestic terrorist, I just ask that y'all in the radio business and in the spotlight right now, for these Americans that are actually believing that we're extremists because we care about our country, or we're extreme because we're putting up some food just in case we need it later. It is so hurtful to see us being attacked when we really are just everyday Americans that give a crap about our neighbor next door and whether or not they have enough food to survive. It just breaks my heart, and I just pray that y'all can get the word out that because you care, because you're not an extremist because you care. And people need to quit calling us domestic terrorists just because we're patriots or because we're a militia. And I just want to say thanks for what y'all do, and thanks to E.R.T. They have restored my faith in humanity in the past week, and they're not just a Facebook group. They get out from behind the computer, and as you were talking about the bridge story with Mr. Shannon Hamilton, they not only help Shannon, but they encourage some of us. Go to a broken bridge and put a flower. Go be a voice. Show your support. And there's so many people that won't get off Candy Crush long enough to do that. And we have to stand up. But y'all are, and I appreciate y'all, and shout out to E.R.T. Y'all are amazing, and shout out to America. We got to bring God back, and we got to not be afraid to have a voice. That doesn't mean we're trying to start a revolution or be an instigator. We're the protectors, not the instigators. But I appreciate y'all. I do.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate the call.
Thank you for letting me talk.
Absolutely.
All righty.
Well, I believe the main thing is, it's just like how they try to demean us for being preppers. But see, I'm old enough to remember that my granny and Papa, they used to what we would call prep now, and that was because when they were living on the farm, if you didn't build up a big canned food supply, and my granny canned her own, then you didn't eat in the wintertime. So people normally stocked up because they wanted to prepare in case of a bad time. Now everybody lives for the moment. So when you say prepping, they think, oh, you're one of the conspiracy weirdos. No, that's the normal thing that Americans used to do, is prepare for bad times. We didn't live like a grasshopper and be like grasshoppers. We all used to live like ants. We would prepare for the winter coming. We would prepare in case something bad happened. That's why people didn't have to have welfare like they do now. Now they don't have anything back. So when they crash, that's the crash. So I mean, it's pathetic. And you can call me a domestic terrorist if you want to, government or whoever. But you know what? I'm a domestic lover of the Constitution. I'm a domestic lover of my country. And the constitutional rights that were bestowed upon me by my Creator, not by government, are mine, and I will not surrender them to anyone. Just because you write a law doesn't mean that you have the right to strip me of something that God gave me. And, that's another big problem our country's facing, is we've gotten rid of God in our lives. And it shows. I mean, our country is falling apart. We're politically correct instead of being right. We have politicians instead of statesmen. People that will tell you whatever they think you want to hear instead of telling you the truth and the facts, And that's where we've gone so wrong. I don't play politics. I'm not a politician. And a lot of people say I'm an asshole. But, there's a few things that you can't call me. You can't call me a sissy, a coward, or a liar.
It wouldn't be too wise if you did.
Not my face anyway.
Yeah, just a little warning, that's all. Just in case it crossed your mind.
Well,
yeah, no.
I'm not.
I mean, you know what, brother, I'm going to tell you something. Never in my life, okay, never in my life have I ever heard that of somebody that had to deal with the situation that you're dealing with right now. And you know what? I mean, my God, for doing something for your country, it's just, I don't think most people can even fathom what you're dealing with right now. You know what I mean? I don't even think anybody even really has a clue what's going on with you right now. For most of you that don't know, Casey is confined to his house, okay? He can't go anywhere. The only place that he can go is for a piss test, okay? He can't go out to the grocery store and go buy groceries. He can't go to the gas station and buy a pack of cigarettes. He can't go anywhere. He's confined to his house, okay, for doing something for pretty much for the country, okay? He went out there, stood out on the border, stopped the illegals from coming in and did a damn good job of it. And now government didn't like that so much because he was doing too good of a job, and now they confined him to his house. I mean, I don't think I would be able to, I don't think most people would be able to deal with that. I guess it would be better than the alternative of being in jail or something like that. But in jail, you'd probably get a lot more movement than you're getting sitting around your house. At least you're in the comfort of your own home. But, for what you did for this country, and most people will never even realize, the headache that you have to deal with on a daily basis, because you know what? None of them will ever be at the border. None of them will ever live the life that you've lived. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, like I said, I never did it for any name or recognition. I did it because it was a calling that was put on my heart. I needed to get down there. The government was lying. The government was telling us that the border was as secure as it's ever been. They were telling us that we couldn't arrest people because we didn't have the authority. We weren't cops. And they said that we wouldn't be able to stop it because we didn't have the proper training. And so my biggest mission, and I feel like it was fully accomplished, was, number one, we've shown definitively that the border is not secure. The border is wide open. I mean, kids can sneak across. Number two, we proved without a doubt that we do, as citizens, have power of arrest. It's called a citizen's arrest. When you witness somebody commit a crime, you absolutely have the right, and as far as I'm concerned, the duty to stop and hold that criminal till they can be processed through a normal means. And the third thing is they said that we didn't have the training. Well, I beg to differ. The training is the problem because we used common sense and we were extremely effective. We shut down our area of the border, approximately 3 to 4 miles of border. We completely and totally shut it down. Now, did they go around us? Yep. But they didn't come through us. And that was what we set out to prove. And we proved it without a doubt. And the federal government, because they're deeply involved in the drug trade and the illegal traffic of humans, the illegal traffic of human body parts. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the border that most people will never. It's like, no way, it can't be true. It just can't be. Well, I'm here to tell you, I saw it firsthand, and it is very true. And our border areas are very corrupt. The law enforcement and the federal agencies down there are on the take. More of them are crooked than they are good. There is some good people that I met while I was down there, Border Patrol agents, but they were few and far between. The majority of them there are corrupt. The entire legal system down there is corrupt. And because we were exposing the corruption, they chose to try to come after me. And the only thing that's been able to keep me strong through this whole time is my faith and belief in God, and it's kept me strong. Other than that, I would have already gone sideways. But I've given the government 6 months to handle this and to do it right. And so Judge Hannon still has the motions before him. We pointed out that, number one, they have a faulty indictment. Number two, they illegally obtained the evidence that they're trying to use against me. And number three, that the charge against me is unconstitutional on its face. So we're going to see what time it is. And then I guess I'll proceed forward from that point.
Well, here, you talk about corruption on the border. Look what happened. The Minutemen busted two CIA agents with what? How many pounds was it? 33,000 pounds or something? Or I mean, I'm probably off on the number because I don't remember what the number was. But today, it made the news that the Minutemen busted two CIA agents coming across with dope.
Well, I mean, I personally witnessed people coming from Mexico and giving packages to the Border Patrol out in Fort Hancock in the area that they said that the Minutemen were able to apprehend these guys. I have personally watched transactions between foreigners that were coming out of Mexico that walked up to Border Patrol vehicles and handed them packages and then turned around and walked back to Mexico. So it happened. And out there's no river. It's kind of like in Arizona where it's desert. You know, the quote river is like a creek bed and it's dry. So you can drive across it really easily. And that's a wide open area of Texas. It's like the Wild West out there.
Jesse just sent a message and said, tell the citizens to confine themselves in the courthouse until your charges get dropped. That would be nice if that could happen, and they wouldn't get arrested themselves, and and be put through the whole process. But Yeah, if it was that easy, man, I think that there would be plenty of people that would step up to the plate. And I can tell you right now, if we knew that that would be the case, I guarantee you me and my wife would fly to Texas and go sit in that damn courtroom. Because, I mean, this is just – go ahead.
To me, there doesn't need to be any more patriots arrested. I think what needs to be done is we need to start standing up and not allowing them to arrest us. Because once they get us, it's just like Wolf in Montana. They've held Wolf for over 3 weeks now and have not given him a bond hearing. They set him up, brought him an illegal gun, sold it to him, and then as soon as he puts his hands on it, the feds arrest him. Well, they represent themselves to be Class 3 firearms dealers. Huh?
Didn't they get him on a commerce charge too, or?
No, they got him. Well, it's under the Commerce Clause because that's the only place that the federal government is able to sneak in, which is still unconstitutional, their gun restrictions. Right. But what they got him for was an unlicensed machine gun and a shotgun with a barrel that was sawed off less than 18 inches. And what it was is a guy represented himself as a Class 3 federal firearms dealer. He was contacted through an associate of Wolf's who Wolf thought was a patriot and turned out to be a snitch, set him up with the federal agent. The federal agent said that he was a Class 3 firearms dealer, and he brought him this shotgun, which was a Sega shotgun, that had purportedly been converted to shoot automatic, which, that dang, man, them Sega shotguns are pretty rough automatic. And that they had sawed the barrel off to top it off. So, you know, Wolf was originally looking for a flamethrower, but they're the ones that pushed this gun on him. And the guy said he was a Class 3 firearms dealer. So who has the greatest liability to the government, the Class 3 dealer or the citizen? I would suggest that it's the Class 3 dealer who just so happened to be a federal agent. So they set him up, and now he's been sitting in jail for over 3 weeks and never got a bond. You know, they're not stopping. They're coming after us. They got after another patriot, Richard Cook, that was in Nevada, arrested him on gun charges. I mean, they're arresting us everywhere. And to me, what has to happen is the arrests have to stop. We need to stand up and say, look, you're not arresting our people. You're not going to imprison our people anymore for your unjust, unconstitutional laws. I mean, it's ridiculous. We've got to stop it. And by going to jail, that's just like letting them load you on the FEMA train or the concentration camp train like they did the Jews in the Holocaust. Surrendering yourself is, to me, not noble. I'm not going to surrender myself ever again. They will have to terminate my life if they come after me again. That's a fact.
Well, I just hope that, you know, you get this over with coming up here real soon, and I hope that they leave you and your family alone for a long time. And, you know, I'm hoping that there's a way that, you know, you might be able to get restitution from this whole thing. I'm not, and so nobody flips it. Casey never told me anything like, oh, I'm going to go after them, I'm going to sue them or anything like that. I'm saying from my point of view what I would do if it was me. So nobody spin it and say, oh, you know, Casey said he's suing the government or whatever. And Casey never said nothing. It's me saying that I would sue the government if it was me. So,
well, I very firmly believe that they have damaged my name. They've ruined or attempted to ruin my reputation. They've cost me thousands of dollars by having me locked up in my own home while saving themselves money because I'm not incarcerated in one of their facilities. But see, one of the reasons that they couldn't hold me is because I am a well-established member of my community. I am a homeowner and a property owner, and I have not posed a threat or a harm to the general public in any way. And, you know, They didn't have a legal cause or justification. If they would have tried to keep me incarcerated, it would have caused a big problem, and they know it. Just in the short time that they had me locked up, 2 weeks, they were getting volumes of phone calls, and even the mayor of my town was calling and saying, hey, what's going on? Why are you holding him? Why hasn't he been released? So my own mayor helped get my release pushed through. So while they tried to villainize me and make me out to be this domestic terrorist, the facts don't follow their storyline.
Right. Well, yeah, and I mean, I know that there's a lot more issues, that, you spoke of money, how much money you lost. My God, I mean, you're a, you're somebody that, was humanitarian of the year. You're an electrician. Electricians make good money. So, I mean, you've lost more than a little bit of money. I mean, more than thousands of dollars. I mean, you've lost a lot of damn money, man. It's sickening. It's sickening. And they're never going to give it back to you. You know that as well as I do. So.
Yeah, what's sickening is that our government is allowed to do this to we the people. It's just like they're not following any of the constitutional laws of court. First off, anytime you're arrested, you're supposed to be taken in front of a magistrate first, not go to jail and then go to the magistrate the next day or a couple of days or 3 days later. You're not supposed to be held without bond unless it's something like a murder charge or child rape or something where you're an extreme danger to society. I mean, they just do pick and choose how they want to enforce the law. And, that's the shame that we keep allowing this to happen. We keep allowing the brutality of police. We keep letting the police shoot and beat us down. I mean, here in Hunt County, we just got another report of our sheriff's deputies, 2 of them, beating up a handcuffed guy outside court. And the courthouse camera caught it, and it finally made, the news. I mean, but these sheriffs, these cops, they've lost their mind. They think that they're SS, and they can just rough us up any way they see fit. And we, the people, are going to have to stand up and say, look, no more. You're going to rough somebody up, then you're going to suffer repercussions. Like Anthony Bosworth said, and I firmly agree with him, and I stand by him 100%. You take an inch, we're going to take a mile back. We're sick and tired of you abusing us, abusing our rights, abusing your privilege. That's the privilege we gave you of holding the position and being able to hold people's freedom in your hand. You're abusing it. You're killing us, and you're taking our freedoms for whatever whim you decide. It's no longer about justice. It's about money, and it's ridiculous. It's got to stop.
Right. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I guess you'll be finding out real soon here, and hopefully, I mean, it sounds like, you've got a really, really good, lawyer on your side, and I think that you got really, really lucky with Judge Hannon, and you couldn't talk about a more constitutional judge, and then for you having a military lawyer, I mean, I think that you're going to get the best of both worlds. Sorry, I'm like I'm talking backwards. I don't even know why, but I'm hoping that Judge Hannon will finally wake up and say, you know what, this is the silliest thing I've ever seen in my life. The guy did nothing wrong. In fact, he was doing something for our country. So on and so forth. And that he's got big balls, okay? Because he's the one that stood up to Obama and said, the whole amnesty thing, no go.
I agree. He's demonstrated that he has the intestinal and testicular fortitude to stand up.
Absolutely.
So, Well, Bobby, we've hit the end of the counter. Do you have
yes,
anything
sir, we
you
did.
want me to take us out on?
The latest outro. That's it, because that gives out all of our contact information. But I would like to thank you, brother. You know, you do a show for us on Tuesday nights, and you're kind enough to donate your time and put your word out there. And I mean, so many people want to hear what you have to say, and I'm glad you became part of our family, and I look at you as a brother. I mean, I entrust you with my life. I mean, I have so much trust in you. I mean, you wouldn't even have a clue. But I appreciate you joining me tonight and, taking over when Becky had to run off on an emergency. And, that's really about it, man. I really want to thank you, and I really appreciate it.
Well, I want to thank you, Bobby, for having me on your platform. I want to thank you for being a good brother that you are. I'd like to thank E.R.T, 501 Command, for coming on and talking with us. Appreciate you, Wilbur, coming on and talking to us, and the other callers that called in and listened. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. And Rage Against the Regime will be back next week. Thank you, guys.
And absolutely. Thank you all.
Welcome to Rage Against the Regime Radio, where status quo gets taken to task. With your host, Bobby Who's Demand. Don't be a stranger. Give us a call at 929-477-3565 or contact us at rageagainsttheregimepodcast@gmail.com or on our Twitter at R-A-T-R Podcast. And please like our Facebook page. On with the show. Here's Bobby.